my gosh, Mike, that is amazing.
Dude.
Board game tables are super nice. They usually have a dropped-in surface so the dice won't fall off the table, a nice mat, and some absolutely necessary cup holders. But they can be really expensive. Like, really, really expensive. So I wanted to answer the question, can I build a board game table for under $200 that has the drop-in surface, a nice mat, and the absolutely necessary cup holders? I knew to make this happen, I would have to start with a base table. So I headed over to the local online marketplace and I looked for people selling tables. It had to be nice, solid, made out of solid wood and sturdy, because I was building this for some friends of mine who have a 1-year-old, an up-and-coming board game player, who I know would be pulling up on the table and crawling across it. And bonus for you, if you stick around at the end of this video, you'll get to see a baby crawling across a board game table. And lo and behold, after weeks of searching, finally the perfect table appeared. And before we get to the end, I show you the final table, my friend's reaction, and the baby crawling across the board game table. I did want to mention that we are putting on a board game convention here in Jacksonville, Florida. You can go to GameandParty.com and buy a badge and come game with us. Once we found the perfect table, me and my son rushed over to pick it up and bring it home and start the design process. A big thanks to my son for all of his help with being the cameraman on these videos, editing, and helping me with carrying the table. So after a lot of measuring and designing and redesigning, finally we had a good design, and I went over to SketchUp, put this in there, and there'll be a link for those at the end of the video. And keep in mind, I am not a professional carpenter. I am a basic woodworking person, so this had to be something I could do with simple, basic tools. With that, we went off to the hardware store to buy the wood and get started on the table. In the end, all we needed was some wood, some glue, some screws, and we needed to stay within budget. And then I got to cutting, measuring, sanding, lots and lots and lots of sanding, and drilling. I knew that I wanted the center of the table to be exactly 3 feet by 5 feet, so I could put in one of these really nice mats from BoardGameTables.com. They're not a sponsor, I just really like their mats. I really like their mats. Then we had to add the cup holders, which was pretty easy. Well, the drilling wasn't easy. After drilling, we just dropped those bad boys in and they looked great. And after adding the topper to the table, it of course increased the height of the table by a couple inches, so we had to cut a couple inches off of each one of the legs, lowering the table back down to a good size. I wanted the table to look nice and professional, so I wanted the stain to match as close as it could to the existing table, so it was back to the hardware store to buy some stain and some polyurethane to protect the table. I got some strange looks walking into the hardware store with a table leg on my shoulder. I got called a caveman while walking in. And after all was said and done, the results were better than I could hope for. So my son and I loaded up the table, strapped it down, drove it over to my friend Wes and Jen's house, and here's the reveal.
What's up, man?
Hey!
I have a special delivery for you.
What's
I
that?
have a special delivery for you.
You?
Yes, come over here. So I know you said you needed a board game table.
Yes,
right?
yes, we definitely do.
So I built a board game table for you.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
What?
there you go.
Oh my gosh, Mike, that is amazing.
Dude. Dude.
Wow.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Thank you so much. Wow.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness, Mike.
This is incredible.
I'm not very good at dramatic reveals apparently, but I could tell Wes and Jen really liked the table. And so we picked it up, carried it upstairs and set it up, and here's the results. And if you're looking for details on the plans on how we built this, you can head over to our website, gameandparty.com, where you can see the plans there, and you can also buy a badge and come to our board game convention here in Jacksonville, Florida. So with just the right luck, finding a good table to start with, you can build a board game table for under $200. Did we do a board game table for under $200? Not quite. I spent a little extra money on the mat and on the cup holders, but if you spend a little less on those, not getting the nicest ones that I've got, yes, you can build a table for under $200.